Hello again, vinyl community. It's Jacob coming to you from the Dallas Open Micer YouTube channel. Got another record haul video to make for you here. Now, it's again customary at the beginning of these videos to tell a little self-indulgent story, providing the backdrop or the context for this hoard or this haul that I'm going to be show and telling for you. Here we go. I'm off work for what they call the holidays right now. It's December 24th, 2021. So that's, yesterday was the 23rd, and I went out to a shop and did some bargain bin digging, and I picked up two reasonably priced used records that I thought were in quite nice shape. And then on the way home, I stopped at New York Sub and celebrated with the purchase of a delicious brisket pastrami sandwich with provolone cheese. Anyway, the interesting thing about these records is they appear to all be from one collection. That's not the interesting part. I'm building up to this. The interesting part is that they're all country and gospel records. And so that was the collection I stumbled upon here. That I may have gone straight to the bargain bin. Country and gospel records are not the most popular records to show on YouTube, but that doesn't faze me, because I can look at my analytics tool and I see that within 30 seconds of starting any video, no matter what the content. I lose viewership very, very rapidly. So, I don't think, those folks that do leave during the first 30 seconds, they're not even, they're already gone. They're not going to see a gospel Christian country record or any of that stuff here. But maybe some folks are into that stuff, and we'll see what we can find. I have organized the records here in this crate. Sorry, I got a kink in the neck here. And so I'll be showing the Christian gospel records first, and then we're going to move into country, because there can be overlapping. We're going to have some country Christian or Christian country records, and then some secular country music. I can't tell you whether or not the Christian artists were actual Christians. They could have been false converts. Some of them are still living. Some of them are deceased and have gone off to face their judgment. And we'll when we cross over to the other side, we can look around and see if these artists are in whatever destination we ended up, and we'll know better then. I'm not here to separate the sheep and the goats. I will present to you artists who presented themselves as Christian artists, and it's quite possible that some of these country artists. I just had a light bulb dim. They might have been Christians as well, but were making a living in the secular marketplace. As they say in the vinyl community, before showing records, without further ado. But if I gotta say, if I were to say that, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop droning on and on. It's kind of like, when you see a band live and they have the fraudulent exit before the encore. They're not going away. They're going to come back to play the big hit that you've all been waiting for, except for those people that left the show early because they didn't want to wait in the traffic after the show. So they sacrificed hearing the big number to get home a little earlier. Anyway, here we go. Christian contemporary music from 50 years ago, roughly. Not contemporary, but modern. We have Barry Maguire of New Christy Minstrels fame. In 1965, he also recorded that song, "The Eve of Destruction," and here he is in the early 70s, 1973. He's grown a beard out, and he's looking out through the window. The light of day is coming in. He's got a twinkle of joy in his eye. So this is on Myrrh Records, a division of Word Incorporated out of Waco, Texas, and recorded though in Los Angeles, Sunwest Studio A in Hollywood, California, with he's got the second chapter of Acts. It was a popular contemporary Christian group of the 70s, and they're providing background vocals here. I have not played this yet. The Seeds album. It's got a song on side 2 called "Use the Crosswalk," and I think that's good advice, to use a crosswalk. Jaywalking can be dangerous, but because this is a gospel album, the crosswalk is probably referring to the cross of crucifixion, and so it's probably a not so clever play on words about having a Christian walk, and walk in a different sense than putting one foot in front of the other. The walk in this case is maybe how you live your life, walking in faith, more walk, less talk, I guess. There's a song on side 2 called "Last Days Waltz," and that's a slightly more clever play on words. Days is spelled D-A-Z-E, and I didn't say an immensely clever play on words, but it's possible. People speculate: are we in the last days? What about the last days with a Z? Fascinating. I did check out Barry Maguire's website after picking this record up, Seeds, and it's got a contact tab and link. You can send Barry an email. So if you're inclined, if you're a longtime Barry Maguire fan, it says in the About page that he answers emails. You could drop him a line, say, I was thinking about you. I was seeing Jacob over at the Dallas Open Micer YouTube channel talking about your Seeds record, and I just wondered how you're doing, how you're getting along. He's an octogenarian now. He's 86 years old, if Google knows best. You might want to email him while you got the chance. While he's still coherent. Let's see. I'm email. Don't even email me. I'm not always coherent now in the prime of my life. Let's see what we have next. We got Phil Cagey from 1978 on a new song. Was the Master and the Musician? So some instrumental stuff, acoustic music from Phil Cagey. This sounds a little dated, but he is quite the virtuoso on the acoustic guitar. And then he does some interesting kind of Bobby McFerrin vocalizations on this track, Mouthpiece, on side 2. Here we have a Grammy Award-winning album, Andre Crouch. Take Me Back, with his the Disciples, Andre Crouch and the Disciples. Here's Andre Crouch. Had the sideburns. I have not played this one yet. It's a Grammy winner, so it won worldly praise. So that's got to be a good sign for a gospel album. Let's see what we have next. Steve Taylor. This one I had. This is on the Fritz, or Steve Taylor on the Fritz, and I enjoy this one. It was such a clean copy, I couldn't resist picking it up. It's got some wonderful goodies inside it. We have a jacket design contest for the fan club, and he's got some humorous comments in here. Oh, you could get you win the contest, you could win a collect phone call from Steve. That's timeless humor. This was a very well produced album. The songs were recorded very well, and I do think that Steve Taylor's songwriting was definitely a cut above his contemporaries. The standout track on here, "I Manipulate," caused a bit of controversy in his day. It called out a gentleman who I would consider a cult leader, Bill Gothard, the Bill Gothard Ministries. Was very big in the 1980s. Not as well known today, although he did have a base of operations at the old Ambassador Hotel here in Dallas. But one of his the families that was a follower of his has been making the news lately, and that's the Duggars. So anyway, things haven't been going well for them. As far as a listening album, I think that this is a bit inconsistent. There are some songs that are, more message driven than driven by the music. Lifeboat here is one example. It talks about the situational lifeboat ethics, and it's got a narrative about a teacher teaching lifeboat ethics to primary school children. It's a bit of a novelty, and doesn't really stand up to repeated listens for just for your musical pleasure. But overall, quite a fascinating record. Got this as well, another Steve Taylor, some remixes from his Meltdown album. So 3 different versions of the title track from Meltdown. Let's see what else we got. We got more gospel stuff. The light came back on. I got a loose bulb there. Let me wipe the corners of my mouth. We got Keith Green. Keith Green was one of those big names in the early Christian contemporary market, and I always thought he was a little too easy listening and too 70s sounding in the soft rock way for my taste. But this was such a clean copy. It's such a nice price that I thought I'd give it a whirl, and did look this up on the AllMusic website. It had very, very good reviews. Some more Keith Green here. This one was at So You Want to Go Back to Egypt. This time in Keith Green's recording career / ministry, he had decided that it was, against, they used the word principles in Wikipedia. It was against his principles to be charging people for Christian music, that you're risking your soul if you're trying to sell Christianity to people for a profit. So he developed a pay as you can afford business model or ministerial funding model. It's got this booklet or pamphlet and little magazine, liner notes and essays, and some of the musicians who recorded on the album there in cartoon form. We've got Ralph Carmichael, the big band arranger. He recorded with Nat King Cole, and then we got Bob Dylan playing harmonica here, and Bill Maxwell, one of those disciples who played with Andre Crouch. And so interesting. Did thumb through this. We got lives. We get to see inside the thoughts of Keith Green here. One of the things he mentions is that you shouldn't be putting Christian music artists up on pedestals. You have people that say they've got a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, or some even casually would say Jesus is my homeboy, or Jesus is my BFF, Jesus is a friend of mine. But then they get starstruck over earthly celebrities, and Keith Green says, "Oh, hold on a moment there," and he references Andre Crouch as being someone, hold off a little bit. You don't want to build these people up, and almost prophetically, as not long after this was put out, Andre Crouch got busted with some drugs, and he was able to use the old defense of, hey, this isn't mine, it's my friend's, and it worked for him, but it did cast a stain on his ministry. It's a nice little cartoon I saw here. Oh my, this is such a thick booklet. Where is it? This is the Christian marketing here. This gentleman is in a shop or maybe at a Christian concert, and someone's trying to sell him a Jesus Fish skateboard, and the slick salesman is interesting. The gentleman who's being the customer, he's got a mustache, so it's not a child, or maybe it's a 17-year-old kid who's got one of those fuzzy mustaches. And the salesman is saying, of course you need it. It's the perfect witnessing tool, So if you are a Christian skateboarder and you ride up to the skate park, or maybe back in this day they didn't have the skate parks, you would go and skateboard in somebody's abandoned backyard pool, and all the skateboarders were secular atheists, maybe some agnostics, but you ride in there on your Jesus Fish skateboard. You might start winning some souls that way, or so the company that produces Jesus Fish skateboards would want you to believe. Let's see what we got next. I have a feeling we're going to go well over 30 minutes on this video. I feel like, this is like, some kind of ambitious double, back in the old days when you have a double VHS movie. So we've got No Compromise with Keith Green, and I believe I already went into his no compromise attitude well enough when discussing that last record. Here he is with the hairy chest. All right, and Keith Green did die in a plane crash in 1982. So we have there were a couple posthumous releases that came out shortly after his death, and this is one of them, Prodigal Son. And that brings us to the end of our straight gospel section, or the Christian contemporary music. And let's see, we've got the blend of country gospel. got Billy Grammer, the gospel guitar on Decca. He's got a track on side one, When We All Get to Heaven. To take that into context, I don't believe he was a universalist. And we got the Hank Williams, I Saw the Light, kicking off side two. So Billy Grammer, his son is a Christian counselor based in Dallas, Texas, and the missus and I got married at the church. They had a premarital seminar that they had all the folks who were getting married attend, and Billy Grammer's son was one of the speakers there at the marriage seminar, and I don't know about the other folks that got married around that time, but I'm a happily married man, and I thank Billy Grammer for raising his son up to give good sound marriage advice. Let's see what I have next. Got some more, Billy Grammer. This is him back in the secular world, playing things like the guitar polka, and he plays King of the Road on track 2. Have not played this one yet. I'm assuming it's all instrumental. So when you're listening to King of the Road, you don't have to hear him singing about those old stogies, that you find, and then you smoke the tobacco. But if it's just instrumental, you just hear the catchy music, and you don't have to worry about the devil tobacco that can cause you cancer. Anyway, look forward to hearing this. Let's see what we got next. We've got something from the Starday label, and here we have the gospel banjo with the Lewis family on Starday. And it seems like this fella here's the center of attention, and that is Little Roy, and he appears to be the star of the family. I hope he didn't get a little too big for his britches. It's the gospel banjo. It's not about ego, it's about praise. They got some well-known tunes. They got Battle Hymn of the Republic, The Church in the Wildwood, Home Sweet Home, interesting stuff. Dry Bones. There's a Starday, folks. A fine country label, that is. And we have a delightful find here. Gospel Fiesta. The Four Galileans, referencing the Sea of Galilee there, where Jesus had some ministerial work done. And this is on Canaan Records. Gospel music at its best. When I do the clearance digs, one of the things I like to do from time to time is just do a kind of a blind buy on some unknown gospel group, and this is the one I looked for here, or this was my roll of the dice here, and turned out to be a winner. Have some very familiar names. This was a group from Dallas, Texas. Found a YouTube video of them performing 5 years ago at a church, and so at least they were still kicking not that long ago, although much older. Now some of these artists here that play on this record, produced in Nashville, Tennessee. Recorded at the RCA Studios. So you get some Nashville session musicians. Big name on here, Jerry Reed on guitar. This is quite a few years before Smokey and the Bandit. On organ we have Bill Purcell. On rhythm guitar, let's see, Harold Bradley. Is he a session musician? I don't know. probably. Weldon Myrick on steel guitar, Bob Moore on bass, and Buddy Harmon on drums. So you have folks on this record who recorded with Patsy Cline and pretty much any big name in country music from the 60s, 70s. Quite a joyful listen. I've already played this one, and that takes us out of the world of gospel, and we'll get into the world of secular country music. Let's see what we got. This is Merle Travis. This is his debut solo instrumental album. This is a repress, but sounds terrific. This is one I've already listened to front to back, and they do want you to know that he is the songwriter of 16 Tons. So you'd be willing to give him a chance if you love 16 Tons. He does something here that is quite a bit like what you get on Chet Atkins records. You have an odd variety of songs. Side one kicks off with Blue Smoke. Then we got Black Diamond Blues, and then we have On a Bicycle Built for Two, which it's just out of place here. I like barbershop era music as much as the next member of the VC. So there's few greater thrills in life than singing along to the hits of the 1890s. The old music hall, the Lantern Slide Show, and the Wurlitzer organ playing. But I'd say something like On a Bicycle Built for Two probably could have been left off of this record, and it would have made for a stronger record, even if it was just one track shorter. You get a little bit of the same on the back. You got the Sheik of Araby, which it's not a song that would fly today for more than one reason, but it is a catchy tune, and I do like it as a good jazz instrumental. And so I'll give Merle Travis a pass on adding that track to side two. Very, very pleased. This is just a great sounding record. Don't need stereo to sound good. Okay, I got some more Merle Travis. Another Capitol reissue, and here we do get. They don't have to tell you that this was in the shrink when I got it, but it's amazing. Sometimes these little spots will still develop. We've got Merle's version of 16 Tons on here. The best of Merle Travis, a selection of all-time favorites of a great and well-loved star. Well done. Let's see. We got some more Merle Travis. It's just the mouth wants to say Merle Haggard. So if I'm watching this video and I catch myself doing it, I'll understand why that happened. So here we have Merle. Oh, he's got the name written there on his guitar. Amazing. It's the Gibson. All right, what is it? A little blurry. Again, he's got an odd mix of things. Side one starts off with "Don't Get Around Much Anymore," that's an interesting one. And then "La Marcha de los Mexicanos." So we've got some easy listening stuff from the 40s to I don't know if this is some Mexican military band music or something. We've got "For Me and My Gal," "After You've Gone," a Roaring Twenties medley, "Way Down Yonder in New Orleans," Swanee, Westphalia Waltz, a large truck going by there. Tea for Two, Bye Bye Blues, odd assortment of things. Maybe there are some choices there that might spoil the pleasure of that listen, but again, for the price, I can't not hear it. I got more Merle, and these are on the CMH label. Here we have Merle with light singing and heavy picking. First song, Moon Over the Motel. We got Me and the Doggone Blues, Voodoo, Knee Deep in Trouble, Dorothy, There Ain't a Cow in Texas. Looks like he's going a little more country on this one. There's a track on side 2 called Green Cheese. Don't know what to make of that one. And then he's got a song, The Same Old Natural Urge. Interesting. There he is. It looks like he's cleaning his fingernails out with a knife on the background. Merle Travis there. Well, that's the end of Merle Travis. I wonder if I've got some more country guitar coming up. And sure do. We got Chet Atkins picks on Jerry Reed. And on the back here, there's a note that, or an essay Jerry Reed wrote, like a bromance love letter to his pal Chet Atkins. He says, this is Jerry Reed here. Now, when I was a kid in Atlanta, Georgia, I spent most of my nights and all of my days slouched over that guitar, trying to learn to play like Chet Atkins. Well, that's awfully nice. Let's say, for somebody that spent a lot of time slouching over a guitar, I thought Jerry Reed had excellent posture. Anyway, looking forward to this. So these are Jerry Reed compositions, and this is in the Dynaflex era. Unfortunately, I usually avoid the later Chet Atkins stuff unless it's the Jerry Reed collaborations, but a lot of Jerry Reed stuff is on this Dynaflex. And the song credits are to Jerry R. Hubbard. Reed is Jerry's middle name. Let's see what else we got. Traveling with Chet Atkins. I got this one on a mono copy. This was a nice stereo, very clean. Odd song selections. We got Exodus. That's from that film soundtrack. Baubles, Bangles, and Beads. Volare, Muskrat Ramble. The World is Waiting for the Sunrise. And there's Chet out there. They're taking a walk. I think he probably would have better luck traveling in a van or something. But this is clearly just a photo op. He's got his well-pressed casual slacks there. Maybe he's just gone around the block. That was 1963, I believe. There's a little bit of fading there on the date. Oh, here he is, Chet. He's still walking. There's just one Chet Atkins. Now we're in 1968. And he is walking around. It's got a little more country stuff on here. We got side 1, track 2, Sitting on Top of the World. I wonder which Sitting on Top of the World it is. I hope it's the one that the Flatlanders like to perform. We got Sweet Georgia Brown, Reed's Ramble. Could be a lot of fun here, Jerry. This is the Dyna Groove. By comparison, some sturdy stuff compared to that Dynaflex. Here we have a Jerry Reed record with Chet Atkins. I have the one where they're riding around in the car and they get a flat tire. One of the things I don't care for on this is they do this separation. So it says here, on your stereo set. Chet's on the right, Jerry's on the left. I just think that's unnatural and unnecessary. They do Mystery Train on here, and I Saw the Light on Dynaflex. Here, Chet gets us a little bit out of the American South, and he's gone to the Caribbean. Latin Favorites by the Greatest Pop Guitar. The liner notes on the back, written by Jerry Bird in 1962, and so Chet plays the song Yellowbird on here, and this is what Jerry Bird has to say about it. The penetrating rendition of Yellowbird is the best of many. So at least, if you had a copy of Yellowbird by another artist, or a recording by any other artist, when this came out and you wanted to have the definitive version of Yellowbird, if Jerry Bird is correct, this was the must-have record, and it's got the Banana Boat song on here, so could be a lot of fun. I do like the sound of those earlier Chet Atkins records. As he gets deeper into the 60s, I start to lose him. We're out of Chet Atkins here. We got Ernest Tubb's Golden Favorites. Ernest Tubb and the Texas Troubadours. So you see, this is a stereo release, and you think, oh no, that's gonna be fake stereo. Oh, it's not. They're re-recordings of Ernest Tubb classics. So it's bound to disappoint everyone. You want the original recordings? Well, sorry, you can't have them on this. So you're not going to get you get the stereo. You don't get the original ones. So I don't know if that's better than reprocessed stereo versions of the old ones. Anyway, it's debate that'll go nowhere. I have not played this one yet. Look forward to it. It's nice and clean, and I can't imagine that Ernest Tubb is gonna do any kind of newfangled tricks. He's not recording any Beatles songs for this record. There's no no signs that there's gonna be any disco or anything like that. He doesn't sing Little Green Apples, so I think I'll like that one. More country guitar. This is Guitar's Country Style, and let's see what we got here. Kelso Hertzson and the Guitar Kings. Don't know who that is, but there's another one of these Nashville session musicians apparently. We've got some interesting names on the personnel. Utility Instruments, Charles or Charlie McCoy. On piano, we got Hargis or Pig Robbins. So that could be a lot of fun there. Looking forward to giving this a try. He's got Mockingbird Hill, and I know that from Les Paul Mary Ford. I'd be curious to see what this might sound like as a strict instrumental here from Kelso. It's No Secret What God Can Do, Stuart Hamblin. And then he goes from It's No Secret What God Can Do to If You've Got the Money. If you know that Lefty Frizzell song, it's, he's telling a woman to her face, if you've got the money, honey, I've got the time. And he does spell it out. When your money's run out, I'm no longer going to want to spend time with you. It's pretty harsh message to tell a lady. I think that's kind of rude. But then we got Now and Then There's a Fool Such as I closing this out. This could be a lot of fun to listen to. Let me put these down on the floor. I don't want to crush them under their own weight. Take a sip of my coffee. It's getting closer and closer to room temperature. So we've got the next one. It's a record I already have, but couldn't pass this one up. Looks like an upgrade. And interesting, the type is a little bit offset, so the text on the liner, it's the liner notes, so the back cover, the text is drifted over to the spine. I really can't tell you, enough about how wonderful the sound of Herbie Remington's steel guitar is to my ears. I looked him up on the Wikipedia, and an interesting biographical note. When he got out of the war, he probably single-handedly won the war for us. That's how great this man was. But when he got back, I think he was in the Pacific Theater. He tried out for a band run by Luke Wills, the brother of Bob Wills, and Bob was conducting the auditions and saw Remington play, and he went ahead and fired his own steel guitar player, and Herbie Remington played with the Bob Wills outfit for 5 years, and ultimately settled down in Houston, Texas. Wikipedia says he was active until 2015. I feel like I missed out on seeing this legend, if he was still active that recently, because again, he's a terrific player. I like him better than Pete Drake. Let's see what we got here. Jerry Bird. He's the fellow that gave that glowing review to Chet Atkins' rendition of Yellow Bird, and this one's on the Mercury Wing. It's some reprocessed or re-recorded stereo from mono recordings. I don't know if these would all have been mono or mono, but such a clean copy. It's something I think I will be able to enjoy. Some steel guitar rag on here, and then some mellow stuff like Harbor Lights. These gentlemen did like their variety. These guitar players, they did like thinking about the tropics and the ocean. We got the best of Duane Eddy. Very clean, so usually when you find his stuff, it's scratched up. Usually not as scratched up as Venture's records, but these are his hits. So we got the Rebel Rouser, Limbo Rock. My goodness gracious, we'll see how this sounds. Looking forward to it. Getting near the end. Country Guitar on Nashville, which is a product of Starday Recording and Publishing Company Incorporated. And if you're like me and you don't know who Arthur Guitar Boogie Smith is, or Jimmy Capps, or Thumbs Carlisle, or Hard Rock Gunter, this is a great introduction to them. And there are some photographs. Oh, there's descriptions. We got here. Let's pick one. Hard Rock Gunter is an Alabama boy who mastered. He looks like a grown man. So he mastered the guitar and performed as a country entertainer since 1946. His recording of Birmingham Bounce was a national hit. Well, that's exciting. I look forward to learning about Hard Rock Gunter. Got my last bargain find, and I like to check those analytics, and I'm wondering if we've got maybe 20% viewership left. I would be tickled. Let's see. I've got it's a double. Mac Wiseman and Chubby Wise. This appears to have a signature of Chubby Wise, the fiddle player here. And I think if somebody was such a big Chubby Wise fan, they would have taken better care of this. Look at that. That's a tragedy. So we've got this gatefold here, and what a feast. Here you've got Herb Remington making an appearance on the steel guitar, and in addition to Chubby Wise, we've got Johnny Gimble on fiddle. This was recorded at Gillies place there in Pasadena, Texas, where they filmed that Urban Cowboy movie with John Travolta. Have not been down there. I went to the one in Dallas, and that was very touristy. Once was enough on that. So here it looks like they're going straight country on this one. You got Wabash Cannonball. We got what else do we got here? The Wreck of the Old 97, The Waltz You Saved for Me, Give Me My Smokies and the Tennessee Waltz, Catfish John, Westphalia Waltz. Look forward to hearing this one. I'll put that one down and scratch my neck. All right, there we go. And let's see what I got in here. So I got some two more finds for you, and this was a record I'd been keeping my eye out for a while. I knew I would find it. Johnny Rodriguez, opening with Riding My Thumb to Mexico. What's this album called? All I Ever Meant to Do Was Sing. I knew that if I was to get it, it's easy to pick up a copy that's dinged up, but I would want a nice clean copy of this. So I waited, and then I pounced on this one. This came out in the same year as his debut. And listen to the lineup on this one. We've got Pete Drake on steel guitar, Johnny Gimble and Buddy Spiker on fiddle, Bob Moore on bass, Buddy Harmon on drums. Good stuff here. There was a clunker. I listened to this. Jimmy Was a Drinking Kind of Man. I didn't care for that one so much. I thought it was a bit of a clumsy number. But side number 2. We've got The Good Lord Knows I Tried, written by one Billy Joe Shaver. So this is another case of Johnny Rodriguez recording a song before Billy Joe recorded it himself. Wonderful listening in its own right. A wonderful bonus for the Billy Joe Shaver fan. And I have not seen Johnny Rodriguez in concert yet. Something I've been meaning to do. He was scheduled to perform in March of 2020 with Johnny Bush, and I've been looking forward to that. But you know what happened in March of 2020. So a good week before the concert took place, they closed the world down, so that concert never happened. Got rescheduled, and then Johnny Bush died. I did get to see Johnny Bush one more time in June of that year at Little Red's Longhorn Saloon, and that was a good one. It was pretty evident at that time that could have been the last one, and it turned out to be, for me anyway. Got one more record to show. It's a record that I already have. It's a record that I know and love, but I saw an upgrade come along here, and I already had a very nice copy, but this was this one was even better. So here we have Honky Tonk Masquerade, Joe Ely's second album, and you know, those first two albums of his, they were just masterpieces. Whereas this one, like the debut, gets a nice boost from the songwriting of Butch Hancock and Jimmy Dale Gilmore. My favorite number on here is the Jimmy Dale Gilmore song, Tonight I Think I'm Gonna Go Downtown. Wonderful, wonderful listen. And that's the end of my finds. It's the end of my haul. I apparently have neglected to put my record box out. Not my record box, my joke box out. So I won't be telling you a joke at the end of this video. But you know, typically I do open old got a little green file box that contains some jokes, and I like to read you one. But hey, I imagine we're running along. I'm looking forward to hitting the stop button and seeing how far beyond the 30-minute mark I may have gone here. And look forward to seeing you again soon. Who knows, I might even get around to making another video today. I know sometimes I try to make 2 in a day, and sometimes usually it doesn't work out. But anyway, thanks for sharing this time with me.